Hey guys, we are back today with Tristan the Prince Naidu. He is a professional boxer and we'll be doing a boxing themed tattoo for him. So check it out and we're going to be answering some most commonly asked questions.
Can we use painkillers?
You can use painkillers, though I think obviously check on what artist you're going with, check with them and how they feel about it. But as long as the painkiller doesn't have any aspirin in it, which thins your blood, then you should be good to go. It's probably more advisable to save it for towards the end of your session when things start getting proper rough. Then it really helps just to take the edge off. It helps you get through the last hour or so. And
like numbing cream, does that do anything?
So every artist is different. I personally don't like using numbing cream if I can avoid it. The reason being, because I specialize in fine line work, the needles I work with are really thin, right? And numbing cream makes the skin really rubbery, so it makes it a lot tougher. So it literally is harder for me to tattoo and pierce the skin with the needles that I use. So that's part of the issue. The other issue is because the body is not reacting the way it would normally to the trauma, an inexperienced artist could end up causing damage to the skin, and then you get scarring or the tattoo could blow out. Things that you could otherwise avoid if the skin was having its normal responses, like if the pores blow out from pain or if there's swelling, stuff like that. And also, other reason why we don't like numbing cream is it does affect the way the tattoo heals. A few artists have done test patches on their bigger work where they use a bit of numbing cream on a section and then color packed the tattoo, and when it came back it heals a lot more dull, like a bit more dull, not as vibrant. It can heal a bit more patchy. So unless absolutely necessary, like you're tattooing over really sensitive scar tissue or there's no way to get through the tattoo without it, like if you're tattooing a kneecap or something like that, then I strongly advise against using numbing cream.
Is there anything I shouldn't do before getting my tattoo?
Definitely don't drink. Alcohol thins your blood, and a lot of people think that as long as they don't drink the day of the tattoo appointment, they're fine, but alcohol can thin your blood for up to 24 hours, 48 hours. So if you're having more than one drink the day before a tattoo, it's not advisable. It'll definitely potentially cause the tattoo to heal badly. Other than that, make sure you have a good breakfast, dress comfy, make sure you bring snacks, or if there's snacks available at the studio for you to have to keep your blood sugar up. And all in all, make sure you are rested and healthy. As long as your body is up for it, it is a traumatic thing that you're obviously going through. So the more well rested you are, the better. So that's actually a really good question. For those of you that don't know, dry healing is when you leave your tattoo open, you don't put cream on it, you just wash it daily and you pretty much let it scab and do its thing. Wet healing is when you moisturize it throughout the healing process. There's also the optional extra of using second skin to cover it. I prescribe to the wet healing method. I find what it does is it delays the scabbing process. So when you get a tattoo, you have an open wound that your body now wants to heal. And your body wants to protect itself against bacteria. So what it does is it sends plasma to the area, which then makes a scab to protect yourself from any infections. Now the problem with that is that plasma bonds with the ink of the tattoo and then dries into a scab, and if that scab comes out, so does the ink, especially with fine line tattoos because the line is only so thin. If that scab comes out, the whole thing's gone. So by wet healing it and by using second skin, we are delaying the scabbing process because there's no oxygen, so that plasma doesn't harden into a scab, and it gives time for the dermal layers to knit close and to seal that ink in. So I definitely prescribe to wet healing. I also find it helps for a smoother finished product, especially if you're getting something like this where there's some black and grey shading. If a scab comes off prematurely, it can literally take a chunk of ink out with it. So by wet healing it, you're prolonging the scabbing process as long as possible and allowing the tattoo to heal from the inside out.
So when looking for a tattoo artist, what are the things I need to look at so I pick the right artist for what I want?
So that's really important, making sure you're going to the right artist for what you want. The main thing is to actually know what you want. A lot of times people know they want a tattoo, but they don't know what style they want it in. They don't necessarily know what the final product is meant to look like. So do your research. Firstly, figure out what it is that you want, or you find an artist that you really like and understand that they're going to do it in their style. So if you want a black and grey portrait, then you need to be looking at black and grey portrait artists in your area. Once you've identified the artist that you think is doing the right style that you want, you need to kind of inspect their work, zoom in on their photos, make sure they're not editing things to make them look differently to how they probably look in real life. If possible, talk to people, get recommendations from friends. If you like someone's tattoo in real life, that's always a good indicator. If someone's tattoo in real life looks terrible, then you're not going to go to that artist. And yeah, do your research. Make sure that where you're going is also safe and hygienic. If it looks like someone's just tattooing in their backyard, they're not using gloves, they're not being hygienic, that's obviously a red flag and you should avoid that.
No, I completely agree with you. Finding a tattoo artist that works in the style that you want makes perfect sense. So other than that, what style do you use, or what's your favorite style?
So I love microrealism, which is pretty much a realistic thing but on a smaller scale. So it's not like a full sleeve of one thing. It's smaller objects that are really realistic. I really enjoy doing that, especially when it's like mythology related or ancient and classic art related. But I also enjoy doing some black and grey, like what I'm doing with you at the moment. I don't do it as often, but I enjoy getting to do it, especially when I get to do things on smaller scales. So like I'm enjoying putting all the detail into the gloves, making sure you can see the creases of the leather. You know, I really like detail. I'm a sucker for detail. If you like my work, you can go follow me on Instagram or TikTok. It's List for Ink, and my studio is House of Athena Tattoos. And if you like the content that we've been doing, go give us a like and subscribe on YouTube.